Welcome, everyone. When I was 5 years old, I played the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES, and I was hooked right away. And in fact, just like many other boys my age, I loved video games. For those of you who aren't familiar with the story of Mario, it's pretty awesome. He's an Italian plumber in a red hat, and he's in a place called the Mushroom Kingdom, and he jumps around stomping on mushroom people called Goombas, and sometimes there's a turtle, and he'll stomp on that, maybe kick the shell, knock over the Goomba guys on his way to rescue his girlfriend, who was captured by a gigantic, spiky, sentient turtle who breathes fire. Okay? It's crazy, makes no sense. But it's not the story of Mario that made it so popular and continue to be popular today. Mario was successful because the story of Mario cannot happen without you, as the player, to bring him to life. Think about it. When Mario's on the loading screen, he requires you to hit A to make him jump. He requires you to hit left and right and make him go through the Mushroom Kingdom. And the story is always changing. Sometimes Mario makes it all the way to the end and rescues Peach, and other times he dies a tragic death halfway and has to start over, right? But it is for this reason of having interactivity that Mario, a video game, and interactive media is inherently more dynamic than passive, static forms of media such as books and movies. I'd like everyone to think about the last time you went to a museum. For me, it was, I went with my fiance to the Discovery place to check out Meet the Family, the Tyrannosaurus Rex exhibit, because dinosaurs are awesome. And if you've been to a museum in the last 20 years, you'll notice there's pretty much two different kinds of exhibits. You have the exhibit where you're like looking at something and there's a plaque and you read about it. And you have the awesome sand pit in the middle of the room, where you actually get to dig through to different dinosaur bones and rearrange to make a T-Rex leg or whatever, and you learn along the way. And you can guess which one is more popular, especially with kids. When we went, we had to wait 20 minutes just to get our turn. Kids love this, and they're learning. I like it too. I think I like it a little too much. But the fact is, they're learning all along the way through interactivity. Now, like Mike said, I have one of the coolest jobs in the world. I'm very thankful for it. I'm 24 years old, and right out of college, I started performing my own original magic show for audiences and venues, both here in Charlotte and all across the country. And because I'm doing it as my job, I run it like a business. And in business, you have to look at competition. A lot of times when I'm referring to my competition, people think I'm talking about things like other magic shows or other magicians. But that's not my competition. My competition isn't other magicians. My competition are things like YouTube and Netflix. In the United States, here in 2018, we spend more money annually than ever before on entertainment. Yet some forms of entertainment, specifically live entertainment like plays and ballet, struggle to sell tickets every year. Your typical producer producing an experimental play about Abraham Lincoln may say something like, "The reason people don't want to see my play about Abraham Lincoln is because people are too dumb, or they're lazy, they don't want to come out and see it." But I have another theory. What are you doing whenever you go to see a play about Abraham Lincoln? You show up to a theater, you sit in a cushiony seat, and you look at a stage as you watch actors tell a compelling narrative. And you know what is a pretty good substitute for that? Sitting on your couch at home, looking at a TV screen as actors tell a story. Right? It's almost the same thing, you're just looking at something. Why should I spend $30 to see your play about Abraham Lincoln when I can watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer for free on my couch? It makes no sense, right? This is most evident, the evidence for this is most evident at the turn of the century between the 1800s and 1900s. There's a type of theater called vaudeville theater, vaudeville entertainment. If you're not familiar with it, it consisted of performers like music acts, singers, jugglers, magicians, circus acts, hypnotists, you name it. If you lived in a really popular area, these acts would come to your town a couple times a week. Not so popular, maybe once a month. But point is, if you wanted to see something crazy and entertaining like a guy juggling 7 chainsaws, that was the show to go to. There was no television, there was no radio, that's how you were entertained. At the turn of the century, when radio and television and cinema became more popular, people stopped attending the shows. It went on the decline. In fact, many of the performers who performed on the live stage instead transitioned to movies and television. And that's the entertainment industry that we have today that is so popular. Now, I'm not saying that none of you should go out and support community theater or see a play. I think that live theater and live performing arts are fantastic. But if you're in this industry or a similar industry, it's always going to be an uphill battle to sell tickets if people can get a similar experience at home. That is, of course, unless you can offer something that requires you to be there in the room. And that's engagement and interactivity. From the vaudeville era, here are some types of entertainment acts that still do well today. Even here in Charlotte, we have improv comedy shows. We have stand-up comedians that do some banter with the audience. We have magicians. We have hypnotists. All these shows tend to do pretty well, and they've stayed true to the test of time. In my theory, it's because they're one of the few shows that you actually have to be there and offer input for them to work. Think about it. When you watch Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on DVD, the DVD does not care if you watch it or not. Harry Potter is always going to pull out the sword and kill the basilisk whether you watched it or not. It does not care if you're viewing. But an improv comedy show cannot go on without direct input from you, the audience, to give the setting. And the same with a magic show that I perform. A magic trick can't exist, or at least a card trick can't exist, without someone to pick a card. And the shows are different every time. So like I said, magic shows are what I know most of because I do it for a living. And they actually recently did a study on magic for the first time ever at the College of New Jersey. And they found that when attending shows like these, shows like magic shows, 75% of people said that the best thing that could happen to them when attending one of the shows is that they got to participate in one of the tricks. That they got to come on stage and participate in part of the magic show. This data suggests that people aren't just satisfied with just sitting back and consuming. People want to be engaged. People want to interact. And speaking of which, I thought this would be a great time for me to show you all a little bit of magic. May I do that? Is that okay? Yeah? I just need to borrow a $1 bill from the audience. If you've got a $1 bill, you can just take it up high. I'm going to get someone maybe from this. Oh, you've got $1 right there, sir. Would you mind stand up? Could you shout? What is your name? Jamie. Jamie. Give a round of applause for Jamie, everyone. And Jamie, could you go right through that exit door? Yeah, Jamie's going to go right through the exit door. We're going to do a little bit of magic or mentalism. We're going to do a little bit of sleight of hand. So on Jamie's way up, so he's going through there. Very nice, very nice. Jamie, is this your first time on a stage?
On this stage, yeah.
On this stage? Awesome, awesome. Well, come here, center stage. Come here, center stage. I'm going to show you a little trick to help get over stage fright that might help you, because it is kind of scary to see like 1,000 people. You can't really, the lights, but I pretend like I can see them, right? I do this thing. It's called the magician's pose. It looks like this, Jamie. Check it out. It looks like this. If you do that right now, Jamie, everyone in the room is going to give you a thunderous round of applause. Go ahead. And now that you practiced it once, it gets even louder the second time around. Go ahead. That's crazy, Jamie. Thank you for bringing your dollar up. But first, I'd like to show you something right here. This is a kind of mentalism. It's the bag of mystery, okay? Ooh, Schrodinger's bag. Jamie, we all just had lunch. I don't want to do that. Let's think about, like, we'll get a fruit. I'd like you to think about your favorite kind of fruit. Have you got it? Great, I'm going to pluck it out of the air. Again, imaginary. Direct input from you, Jamie. What fruit am I holding? What's your favorite fruit?
Orange.
An orange. Take the orange. We're going to try this. Jamie said an orange, so Jamie, we're going to try and make an orange appear. All right? And out bag of mystery. Jamie, you're going to throw it in the air, and if an orange appears, the audience is going to clap and freak out, because that would be amazing, probably. Jamie, go ahead. Toss it in the air. Let's see if this works. It goes, woo! Just like that. Reach inside. There should be one thing right there. Hold up. Show it to everyone. What is that right there? You can hold on to that. I'm going to take the other thing in your hand there. This is $1. It's So you're a dollar. What do you do for a living, Jamie?
I'm in IT.
You're in IT. Awesome. So Jamie, I'd like you to imagine you were working in IT all week and you saved up your money. You came to TEDxCharlotte here and the magician speaker came on stage. You took your money and tore it in half. Jamie laughed. Okay, he's really good at IT. He's like, all right. Care? Come a little closer. Make sure I don't do any sneaky sleight of hand. We tear it in half. We tear it again into fourths. We tear it again into even tinier pieces, Jamie. I don't work in IT, I'm sorry. Jamie, check it out. Make sure I don't do anything sneaky. I rolled my sleeves up so we can make sure I don't do anything funny. We're going to fold it over like this. Jamie, I'm going to squeeze it in your hand. You'll be the eyes and ears for everyone. You make sure I don't do anything funny. Just keep your eye on the money right there. Y'all can see Jamie's dollar. We're going to get out some invisible magic dust for this to work. Jamie, do you see the invisible magic dust?
I do not.
You do not. That's a good sign, Jamie, okay? It's invisible. Watch, we're going to sprinkle it on your money. And before I go forward, could you take one of those 8 pieces out of my hand? Just take one out. Just in case this doesn't work out. Yeah, just go ahead and pull it out. Yeah, there you go. Just in case this doesn't work out, you can take that home as a souvenir, okay? Check it out. We sprinkle the magic dust on top. Keep your eye on the money. Jamie, you know what I call this trick? This trick is called How to Blow Your Dollar to Magic Show, starring Jamie. Thank you. And it's gone. It's gone. See, you can't get that from a TV screen. The guy on the TV won't take your money and make it disappear. Only here in person. Amazing, right?
Amazing.
Thank you. It's gone. Generally, when I make it disappear, that's usually enough for people. I guess Jamie's got really high expectations. Jamie, if I had a tiger on stage and made it disappear, I guarantee you'd freak out and run back to your seat. I do it with your money, you look mad. It's the same trick, I've just scaled it down a little bit. Okay, it's the same all right, Jamie, you're wise on this. You know your money didn't really disappear.
I got a good thought.
Jamie's money didn't really disappear. When I put it into my hand, ladies and gentlemen, I went like this. I used misdirection. The dollar fell out of my hand and it hit the ground. It flew forward, went through every single seat in here, and about, I think, 5 rows back. Ma'am, right here in the striped shirt right here, Jamie's dollar flew underneath your seat. Yep. But it didn't stop there, okay? I'm sorry, I ran out of breath. It went there. Then it kept moving, and it went back up. And Jamie, your money has been in front of you this entire time. You see, in magic, we cover up amazing magic with other magic tricks. Good magic tricks. And you know what a pretty good magic trick would look like? Making a named fruit appear. You see that orange in your hand, Jamie? This is where things get crazy. Check it out. I brought a knife. I knew this would happen, don't worry. If we cut deep down inside of this orange, Jamie, you're going to notice that there's something sticking out right there. What do you see?
That's $1.
That's $1, but not just any dollar you might find in your breakfast fruit at home. Go ahead, pull that out. This is $1 with a piece missing from it. Y'all remember earlier on, he took one of those 8 pieces out? Jamie, if you still have that corner, could you hold up? There's even a serial number there. Hold up the corner. Make sure it's a perfect match. Make sure the serial number, everything matches. Is that a perfect match? Is that your dollar right there?
That's it.
It's a match. It's a match. Give it up for Jamie, everyone. We'll give it to him. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you. And you get to take it home in your own personal dollar carrying case, courtesy of TEDx. Give it up for Jamie, everyone. Thank you. So what can we all take away from this? Well, pretty simply, if you're a business or organization, think about different ways in which you can engage with your customers and take advantage of ways to interact. And in our daily lives, do we want to be the people who are constantly talking while people are listening to us? Or do we want to take a moment to pause and listen to each other and engage in real conversation? Because when you're just speaking, you're merely regurgitating things that you've already consumed. But when you listen and actually engage, you have a moment to create a totally new moment together. And when we're creating more than we're consuming, I think that that makes for a better future. Thank you.